most of my friends in gangs. My new nickname is Genghis Khan, but without the yay, but his last name's my side. I ride with that demeanors. I'm armed to the teeth. You're Venus and you've never been to the Venus.
Okay, in order for us to start this, we have to make a decision. How do we prioritize skill? Because believe it or not, everybody doesn't look at skill the same way, especially on offense. I'm the type of person who leans more towards strategy, who leans more towards basketball knowledge being the biggest part of a skill gap. There are some people that lead completely towards stick skills. Like, if you have good stick skills, you don't really need that much knowledge. And you can make cases on both sides. But this is my issue. The way 2K does it is they prioritize stick skills to the max, and they don't prioritize, it seems, strategy or sim or realism at all. Okay, so if you look on Mike Wang's Twitter, it says, okay, skill base, more and more skill gap on offense, stick skills or whatever going to be prioritized. But this is my issue, and this is where we may differ. And I may differ with people in the comments. This is where I may differ with you other YouTubers, and that's fine. Breaking down defenders off the dribble with new signature moves and combos. This is my issue with that. Even though I love all these people who make dribbling videos, I love to watch them. I love to say, oh, that was crazy. When you break it down and when you're playing it, it's very annoying and very frustrating. Not because you can't stop it. It's because the moves that are being done have a magnet effect on the defender. The defender is being drawn from side to side and is actually being taken, the control is being taken out of the user's hand. Even though I love Steezo, when he starts dribbling and doing certain moves, my defender is no longer under my control. How he reacts to certain moves, how certain moves magnet him one way or the other way, I don't have any more control. And plus, those dribbling moves are the most unrealistic thing about this game. The way it looks, it just looks awful. It just looks like you have a coked up player running back and forth, zigzagging all over the court. That's what it looks like. That's not skill based. That's taking advantage of the broken mechanics in dribbling. These dribblers that make these videos, they say it themselves every year. And like I said, I like all of them. I like watching it. But this has to be about playing, not just about watching. All those people say, hey, they had to nerf dribbling again because of me. They had to do this because of me. They had to do that because of me. There's a reason. There's a reason. It's because these things are highly exploitive or whatever. So it depends on how you look at that. Let's move to precision jump shooting. Y'all put that in here, so obviously there's gonna be some changes to jump shooting. Okay, let's look at this objectively. Y'all think that making changes to jump shooting means adding a shot aiming or whatever mechanic that nobody asked for, and the community overwhelmingly said we don't want in a game. You're adding more mechanics that we don't want, and you're saying we're adding those mechanics so it can be more skill based. But then if you use the mechanic, you get so much cushion and so much leeway, it doesn't become about skill anymore. It's just, I'm using this mechanic, so therefore I'm going to get a boost. Also, one thing that y'all did change, and I give y'all credit for, one thing that you did change, but this was implemented on the basis of skill gap. Players with 73s below 73s having gold badges, or green, not below 70 with the gold badges, but greening consistently. And y'all did fix that to the point where I think you got to have an 84, 85 to every time you hit the green window is going to be a green on threes. Before, it wasn't like that. I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to go back. See, this is what I'm saying. Basketball IQ. This is where basketball IQ comes in. I'm looking at players' ratings, and I'm saying if this guy has a 68-3 or 73, chances are, unless it's the corner, I should be able to leave this guy open. I'm not saying he's not going to make it in a corner. I'm not saying he doesn't have one hot spot on the court that he's going to make it at. But to be a 70 and below 70, and just because you know your jumper really well, you're green. No, I've seen it before. Boosts also. Badges on people with 73. So if I have a low 3, I shouldn't be able to get gold badges or Hall of Fame badges. A Hall of Fame and a gold badge should only be at a certain rating. And if I'm able to have a below 63 and boost the 3 and make it, okay, fine. But even when it's not boosted, I'm making a considerable amount. When that's happening, basketball IQ does not matter. It doesn't. Basketball IQ is all about knowing who's on the floor, knowing who your opponents are, knowing their strengths and weaknesses, knowing your teammates, and knowing their strengths and weaknesses. That's what basketball IQ is about. Seeing what type of offense they want to run and seeing what we need to do to stop it. It's a difference between basketball IQ and 2K IQ, and I had to learn that. So instead of basketball IQ, in my opinion, this is saying 2K IQ and stick skills play a bigger role. That's what this means. Dunking traffic, pulling off alley-oops have become more skill-based. I don't know how you can make alley-oops more skill-based. Maybe you're going to add an extra mechanic. This is the thing. We have to figure out a way to make things more skill-based, like y'all say, without adding more useless mechanics that just make it more tedious. Making things more tedious does not mean the people who want to take the time to learn it, they have more skill. It does not mean that. It doesn't. And maybe pulling off alley-oops and things like that, maybe this is more towards the park. But I want to say one thing before I move on from there. And the video is almost over. This is what I want to say. With the computer making things more skill-based. There was a guy, I forgot his name, but he works on gameplay for 2K. He had made a blog last year talking about the computer automatically sagging off. Because if you notice, if you're playing like Play Now or playing something else, the computer will sag off. Even on my career, the computer will sag off. The computer will dumb out even your teammates. That's purposely done so that people can stop playing off ball. To me, that is the complete wrong way to do things. Complete wrong way. Because you did it so much, it now happens to the computer. If I'm playing my NBA and I'm playing against the computer, even if I move all the sliders all the way up, I can still exploit because any player that's not controlled by me is a little dumber and does things that no basketball player should do in the name of, don't off ball. But I'm not off ball. I'm talking about what the computer is doing and what my teammates are doing. So you make it competent. Look, I don't like people that play off ball either, but you can't mess with the game to this extent to try to stop that. You can't. I don't know what the revamped shot contest and blocking system is. I hope it's not exploited to where you could just run towards the person and then let's prioritize simulation and IQ first. Let's do that. Let's do that first. You're saying playing suffocating defense and doing that will feel good. Okay, if somebody starts dribbling around the court like my boy Steezo, who I like G-Man, who I like to watch, am I going to be able to play defense? Am I going to do it? Or are they going to be able to do so many unrealistic things I'm just hung out to dry? Let me know what y'all think about that, because it dawned on me, and I had to come to terms with it's not basketball IQ that they mean, it's 2K IQ. So let me know how y'all feel about that, and I'll let y'all later.